Hi, YouTube. Thank you so much for coming to my next live stream. I am really excited to be here and to talk about this topic today. I hope everyone is having a fantastic week. What was the day today? Wednesday. I hope you had a fantastic Wednesday and you're having a really great week and that you have some fun plans coming up on the weekend. Mark says, "Hey, Heather." Hey, Mark. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Rich. Hello, Heather. Hi, Rich. Thank you for joining. It's awesome that you're here. Live Panic. Hi, Heather. Hi, Live Panic. How's it going? What are you guys up to today? What have you been watching on Netflix? I recently started watching Wednesday, and it's such a great show, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm almost done the first season, and I hope there's a second one soon. It's really good. Today I'm really excited to watch a video from Netready, and for some reason they changed the name of their channel to MLM for CEOs. So if you're looking for them, that's where you can find them now. And this is what are the top 10 anti-MLM comments. If you haven't watched my other Netready videos, they are a consulting company based out of South Africa that help people who either want to start their own MLM company as a CEO or people who like existing CEOs or company owners who need some guidance with their MLM company. If we follow anti-MLM content, we have probably seen videos with people who are in MLMs critiquing the anti-MLM genre on YouTube and their comments, but now we're seeing it more so from the CEO side, and we're seeing how CEOs may react to anti-MLM comments. So I'm really excited for this. Watching Betsy DeVos. Ooh, what is she doing? Are you watching a YouTube video or is she on the news or something? I'm really excited for this. I'm going to share my screen. I look like I'm freezing a little bit, so I may or may not put my face small so it doesn't bug you guys too much. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, let me know if I'm freezing a lot and if you'd prefer it if I just like put my face small and make the screen bigger. But yeah, let me know what you think about this and let's get started. Okay, it is playing.
Right, and we're live. Hey everybody, I'm Stuart. Thank you very much for joining us. This is MLM for CEOs, a channel that is aimed at providing key insights to company owners operating within this lucrative multi-level marketing space. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Netready, for making this episode.
He's kind of quiet on my end. I'm going to increase his volume. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the stream. Sorry if it does. Just give me one moment. I'm going to put it at max. Ooh, did you hear that? Sorry. And then I can just turn him down if he's too loud. DC's here. Hi, prepping for a video, but listening to while I work. Hi, DC. And DC, did I see that you're streaming at 7? Is that tonight? If so, go watch DC at 7. And even if you have to leave this one early, go watch that stream. It's a Beachbody stream, and it's probably going to be fantastic. So go watch it. And subscribe to DC, please.
If possible. Because today in this episode, we're going to be speaking about the top 10 anti-MLM comments that are made. And here to help me address those 10 comments is a good friend and mentor of mine. He has over 35 years experience in this industry. His name is Richard Sletcher.
Yeah, nice to see you, Steve.
You good?
Yeah.
Awesome. How's this topic?
Well, it's if you go and have a look, anti-MLM is trending all over the place.
It always is.
Yeah.
It sure is, eh? I wonder why it's trending, Richard Sletcher. I wonder why there are channels on YouTube with tens of thousands, almost 100,000 subscribers, and people are getting real notoriety in the mainstream media talking about their experiences in a multi-level marketing company. I wonder why. In my profession, I don't have a whole ass group of people critiquing my industry and what I do for a job. That would be a red flag to me.
Right. Because there are gray areas that surround this industry, and there are a lot of people that don't support it. But It is the most powerful route to market on this planet, bar none.
Yeah, look, there's obviously people who play fast and loose with the truth, and that damages the industry as a whole.
Sure.
But you've got to actually understand that when you get into this industry, you're going to have to deal with that. But you need to make sure that your company is staying completely above board with everything they're doing.
Okay. So I've scoured the internet and I found what I see as the top 10 hater comments, or the anti-MLM comments.
Okay, hit me.
I want to go through them and I want to get your feedback on all of the stuff. Okay. Number one, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So MLM businesses rely on recruiting and not selling.
Well, that is a massive problem.
We all know that's the truth, even if they like to hide it through their comp plans. In Beachbody, for example, one will not get any kind of significant team cycle bonus if they don't have lots of people in their downline. They're not going to get any kind of matching bonus if they don't have personally sponsored coaches who are also recruiting and having a big downline. So while in Beachbody, at least, people aren't getting a check just for the act of recruiting. They are being paid for recruiting indirectly. We know that the product is hiding the recruitment-based pyramid structure. MLMs are trouble. And then Christmas tree, hearts, snowman. You are right, Mark. You are right.
There's a lot of companies that create a recruit-heavy compensation plan. And that is a problem. So people who don't like that are completely right. That is, it should be illegal. It actually, for the most part, is illegal.
If you've watched my compensation plan videos with this man, he goes through how compensation plans are structured, and it's always based on recruitment. He's always telling us where we put our new recruits, how we structure our downline in order to get paid at a higher rate, why this structure of recruits is good and why it's bad. His own videos show how the only way to build a business in like a uni-level comp plan or a force matrix is by having a downline.
And the reason for that is if the only way you can make money is for recruiting. If let's say I have to recruit 5 people. I recruit those 5 people, I make money. But those 5 people are sitting at the bottom of the pyramid, aren't they?
Yeah, sure.
And the only way they can make money is recruit 5 people.
Yeah.
And now you've got 25 people sitting at the bottom of the pyramid. So you've got 6 people who've made money, 25 people who haven't made money, and it cannot make money without recruiting people. So now you get 125 people at the bottom, and there is always a bottom of the pyramid, always. So
that's true, sir. And I'm going to use Beachbody because this is the one that I can actually go into detail about the different rings. So say someone's 15-star diamond, right? And all of their diamonds are only diamonds. They're not like 1-star diamond. For all of those 15 people, those people need to have 2 people who are emerald, meaning that those 2 people have 2 active coaches, and then they need to have other active coaches too, meaning those people have 0 coaches. And so if your emeralds happen to become diamond, and then that means those emeralds have to also have 2 emeralds, which means they have 2 active coaches underneath them. So there's literally always someone at the bottom, and there is no way for everyone to be at the top of Beachbody because it's just an endless cycle of recruitment and an endless cycle of adding more and more people to the bottom of the pyramid, just like our friend Richard Sletcher is telling us right now. So he's telling us the issue with the industry, and he's really, in my opinion, validating a lot of the critiques that I give in these videos. I can see these guys are just going to reassure each other and ignore all the truth spoken by anti-MLMers. But he's also going to validate a few of the criticisms as well, but then he's going to kind of like attempt to debunk it, which is pretty interesting.
If you are relying on recruiting to build your business, well, obviously, there's going to be the vast majority, 50 to 60% of your people who will never make a cent. About 30% of your people who won't even break even, they'll make something, and a small percentage who will actually make money out of it. So that's a pyramid scheme.
Sure.
And so I'm 100% in agreement with them. If there's a company that's recruit heavy, that's not a business you want to be part of, and it certainly is. It might not be illegal, but damn, it's sailing very close to the wind.
Yeah. First and foremost, push that.
He literally described every single MLM everywhere and every MLM compensation plan that he has showed us. Doesn't make any sense. Rich says his math isn't adding up. It's more like 3 people at the top and 997 people at the bottom, right? Right? It's everyone in the middle, everyone at the bottom of the pyramid is losing money or making no money. So the like Christine Dwyers of Beachbody can continue to make $1 million a year off of the backs of her downline, off of the matching bonus of her couple people who are getting $12,000 a week in their team cycle bonus. It's outrageous. How can you lie to your fellow man, right? I totally agree. Like they know the reality, and they are purposely deceiving people and making it seem like it's a really realistic endeavor to actually make money in an MLM. They have already used the term haters. I know this is used a lot on the internet, but when I hear someone say haters, I think of like the middle school playground, and it's really weird to see like 2 grown men talk about haters in like a really serious way, not in like an offhanded way, oh, I have online haters, whatever, but like really saying it with a serious intent behind it. And I think it's really humorous.
That product.
Well, the MLM is a route to market for your product. Okay?
Right.
MLM is not a pyramid scheme where you try and siphon money from a lot of people and pay it to a few. So your first thing should be
That's literally what happens in Beachbody, though. That's literally what happens, because people come in, people join Beachbody, right? They purchase their pack. The people above them get the volume from that pack. And then the volume literally makes its way up the pyramid. And then you have the Christine Dwyers or the Lindsay Matways who are collecting crazy matching bonuses and crazy team cycle bonuses. That's literally how Beachbody works, and that's how every MLM works. I think they like to get around the criticism of it's a pyramid scheme, because me coming in at the bottom, I'm not literally handing Lindsay Matway a check. I don't have parts of my paycheck being taken out to give to my upline Lindsay Matway, but we know like my money is contributing to her paycheck because of the volume, and she's not going to get a paycheck, a significant paycheck, if everyone in her downline is not doing their job, maintaining their rank, and purchasing their personal volume requirements.
A retail commission, and there should be a volume bonus.
Yeah.
Which means if I'm selling this product, I should be able to make money purely by selling this product.
Yeah.
Without recruiting a single person. And if I sell a lot of it, I should make a lot of money. If I sell a little bit, I make a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And now I can actually go out there without recruiting anybody, and I can make money selling the product. And if you have a look at the Tupperwares and the Avons and the Amways, well, maybe not Amway so much, but well, Amway as well, because they're quite product. You've got to be careful with Amway, because some of their people tend to focus just on recruiting and not on actually selling the product. But Amway's got amazing products. So those people in the industry that focus on selling the products do very, very well.
Yeah.
And they do have
I learned in my Amway videos on this channel that a lot of the people, like the really big distributors, like the Dexter Yeager when he was alive and Bill Britt, they made the majority of their money through their like motivational tool companies, where they would sell like recordings and books to Amway distributors to help them stay motivated in the business. And like I found a really great historical perspective on the Amway tool scam that really went through, like, there's the Amway like recruiting pyramid, and then there's the Amway tool scam pyramid, where it's like the smaller pyramid within the bigger pyramid, but like that's where the significant profit came from for the people at the very top. And it's funny how he's said, oh, like Amway, when like Amway is the most, in my opinion, the most famous pyramid scheme.
a rich retail commission that gets paid out.
Yeah.
So that's where you need to be looking. So if you're joining an MLM business, the first thing you need to say to yourself is, can I make a living just selling the product? And if the answer is no, then stay away from the business.
Awesome. Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking so much. Sorry about that. For about 2 years during COVID or a year and a half, all I did all day during work was listen to Beachbody team calls, and all of those people said, "Sure, you can retail, you can sell hundreds of challenge packs a week and make a good living, but hey, don't you want to like recruit a team and like make money off their efforts, and then you don't really have to focus on retail as much." And then I've seen like income progressions, and this actually from Christine Dwyer, where it showed like her pay from her bonuses was an outrageous amount, and then her pay from commissions, like actual personal sales, was minuscule. So even if someone was the most brilliant salesperson in the world, they're going to come into Beachbody and be strongly, strongly encouraged to focus on recruitment and building a team instead. Mark said 90% of the money is from tools. Yeah. And I didn't know that before. And then, yeah, I wish the man's name was Sean, and he has a history YouTube channel, and it was like an hour, 40-minute video all on the history of the Amway tool scam. And it was a really cool video.
Number 2, the MLM model makes it impossible to earn money.
No one has ever said it's impossible to earn money in an MLM. That is not a critique. The critique is it's impossible to make money in an MLM unless you're at the very top. I'm watching my blur and it's like going crazy. So I'm sorry if half of me is covered by my blur. Have any of you ever heard that criticism for MLMs before, that it's impossible to make money? Because the income disclosure statements show that it's not. People make money, but the actual true profit comes when you are at the top of the pyramid.
The haters who say that forget a little piece of the puzzle of that.
Yeah.
MLM model makes it impossible to earn money if you do nothing.
Right.
Okay.
Well said.
Now, where the challenge comes in is that people will say to you, "Listen, Stuart, join the business. All you have to do is find 5 friends and get them to do the same, and you'll be earning a fortune." Now, that's not the truth. Okay. MLM is a micro business, like any business. And if you do nothing in any business, you
get nothing.
Earn nothing.
Yeah.
So if you choose a business that's got a great product that you can relate to, where there's a compensation plan where you can earn money from selling that product, then the only reason you're not making money is because you're not working.
Sure.
End of story. And you could apply that to any business in the world. You go and start a franchise and you don't open it up. You open it up 1 hour a day, you're not going to make money. You start a garage and you don't service any cars, you won't make money. If you don't work in any business, you fail. Now,
so anyone watching this live or who watches the replay, have you been in an MLM and were you able to have make an actual profit? And say if you weren't able to make an actual reasonable wage through your work, and you actually, sorry, this is getting really convoluted. Okay. You were in an MLM and you weren't able to make a profit. Did you try? Did you work? Because I feel like a lot of people, the majority of people who are in an MLM, tried their best, did exactly what they were told, followed their instructions of their upline, and they still weren't able to make money. If you're not able to sell a product or recruit someone to be a member of your downline, it doesn't matter how long you work. It doesn't matter if you work 12-hour days, 7 days a week, you're not going to make any money. So I think it's really gaslighty, in my opinion, that he's saying the only way you fail if you have a good product and you have a compensation plan that rewards sales is if you don't work. What if we do work? What if we just don't have a personality that's suited to sales? Because this is a sales job. What if we don't have a personality that's suited to talking to strangers all day long? Not everyone is suited for a sales job, sir, and you know this. Let's remember this is coming from the CEO perspective. So theoretically, CEOs are coming to him to learn how to handle different challenges with their MLM business. And so he's teaching MLM CEOs to gaslight their distributors and tell them that it's their fault, that they're going into debt, that their relationships with their family members are strained, that they never see their family or friends, and their life is going downhill. It's their fault. So he's teaching CEOs to go and treat their distributors like this. I threw my Herbalife in the trash. Good job. DC says, I didn't make a great income, but I sold thousands of dollars of product and was top 10 sales in our national area. Ooh, that's really cool. I didn't know that you were so high up in sales. And so that's interesting that you were like in the top of sales for your area and you weren't able to make a good income. I wonder why, because the majority of your income in an MLM comes from recruitment, right? And it's so misleading that he's telling people that you can make an actual living through selling the product. It's not impossible to make money, of course, if you actually sell a product and you get commission. But unless you're able to sell hundreds and hundreds of challenge packs a week, then you are not actually going to be able to make a living reasonable wage. Maybe one day I'd love to sit there and like calculate how many challenge packs a coach would need to sell in 1 week and like the commission they'd get to actually make a minimum wage from just sales alone, you know? Maybe that would be an interesting experiment. Liv Panic says it's victim blaming. Yes. You're right, it is. Des Hickson says, I worked the heck out of my business and never made a substantial income. When I started obviously losing money, I bounced. Oh, that's good that once you realized you were losing money, you left. And yeah, I bet you did work your ass off because you didn't want to waste your time. You were told that if you worked, you would find financial success. So I'm not surprised that you put in the effort. You probably followed the instructions of your upline and did exactly what you were told, and you weren't able to make money. Unfortunately, that's how the system was designed. And I'm glad you're out, and I'm glad you watch this kind of content now. Rick Slick says, here's the crux. If you were the last person in the world to be recruited, would you make any kind of money? No one left to recruit, and everyone already has the product. Ooh, that's a fantastic point. I think in my first Amway stream, we watched the 60-minute segment with Dexter Yeager, and the host guy was like, well, if everyone in the world used Amway products, there'd be no one left to sell them to. And you're right. Market saturation is a real thing.
When you're getting into a business, if you join a business where they tell you do nothing, you earn money, and you don't earn any money, whose fault is that?
Sure.
Okay,
it's the scammer's fault for manipulating you into a scam and for tricking you and deceiving you.
Oh, yeah. Damn stupid.
Yeah.
Why are you joining a business where you think you can get money for doing nothing?
Yeah.
There's an old saying, if it sounds too good to be true,
it definitely is.
It's probably too good to be true.
Yeah.
So yes, again, the haters who are saying that, they've been introduced by people who are sprouting the wrong message into businesses that have got a recruit heavy network. I can guarantee you of that.
Yeah.
They then do nothing and then they're shocked that they're not earning money.
Yeah.
So apparently if we are manipulated and tricked into joining a pyramid scheme where we're told we're going to make money without doing anything and we believe them, then it's our fault because we're stupid. And he didn't say this, but like we don't think rationally and reasonably, and it's our own fault that we were swindled. No, MLMs have been around for a really long time, and CEOs learn from people like you, Richard, right, Richard? And they pass on these toxic mindsets down to their top distributors. And unfortunately, people in MLMs are trained really well on deceit and portraying a very specific vision of life in an MLM that unfortunately tricks a lot of people. Des said something here. Watching anti-MLM content reinforces that I made the right decision to bounce. Oh, that's so great. It's so great that like you found content online that validated your experiences and like helped you make sure that you made the right choice. That's great to hear.
Obviously, you should be able to earn money just by selling the product.
Sure. Okay. MLM businesses offer worse odds than playing roulette.
Yes.
No one has said that, at least from my knowledge, and I listen to this content constantly. I've heard you have a better chance of like making a big gambling than actually making money in an MLM.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you think you're going to put your money in, and something's going to come back to you, well, there's not a chance of that happening. So Your odds of roulette is what, 1 in 32 that your number is going to be
Yes.
something like that.
31.
31, whatever it is. There's also
the green.
Yeah. So 31
I think it's 15, 15, and 1.
Okay, 31.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't play roulette. So
yeah.
At least you got a 1 in 31 chance of your number coming up. If you join an MLM business and don't work, then you've got a 0% chance of earning money.
Yeah.
0%. So yes, it's worse odds. But again, you've got to treat multi-level marketing as a business. Now just think about what multi-level marketing is. If you join a proper company, they set up the infrastructure for you. They set up the financial instruments for you. They create the software to manage your business. They provide you with the business literature. They do all of the logistics for you. Your job is to go out and market the product. You can market in 2 ways. 1, you can market it yourself by selling it to people. 2, you can get yourself a small team of salespeople and help them to sell it on. Either you're making money from your own efforts or you're making money from the efforts of your team. But in all cases, product needs to be sold. So
in all cases, product needs to be sold. I think this was a CC Suarez video a long time ago where she was like pretending to debate back and forth with Eric Worre in his anti-MLM like reenactment, and he had said like products are exchanged within your organization, within your team, right? And so he was referring to product sales as like members of your downline purchasing products. And he's right. Like you can either sell a product to an actual customer or you just recruit a team and then they buy the product to like enter the business and you get volume off of that, or they buy their personal volume and you get volume off of that. And theoretically, a product is being sold, even though it's not being sold to an actual customer. I would love to know how many actual retail customers exist in these companies. I could hazard a guess that it's a minimal, tiny, tiny amount. Reminder, it's 4 minutes till the start of DC's stream, so go check it out if you want to watch some good Beachbody content. Another point he said that if you do not work in MLM, your chances of making money will be worse than Russian roulette. He would be one of the people to make the argument that the income disclosure statements are the way that they are because, like he said, we don't try and we don't actually work our business. And if we only worked our business, then we would make money. So to him, if we were to counter that argument with, well, look, no one makes money in MLMs, look at the statement, he would say, well, that's because no one tries. So of course the disclosure statement is going to look like that.
If you're not treating it as a serious business, then what are you doing? You're not signing up people and teaching them how to sell the product and making sure. I mean, if you had a company with a sales team, you would be on that sales team every day. If you were paying them a salary, you'd be wanting to know how many calls did they make, how many phone calls, how many pitches have they done on the product, how much have they sold, why aren't they working? And yet in MLM, we think we can just sign the person up, keep dead quiet, and hope like hell they go out and sell. Well, that's not working in the business. You have to work in the business to make it successful.
Has anyone had experience in sales? Is it normal for a sales manager to get on your case that much and to micromanage you that much? In my experience, I've never been in sales, obviously, but I've never had a boss that micromanaged me to that degree, and I don't think that's actually a common thing in your average employment environment. I had another point. Oh my God, I had a really good point in my head and I can't remember what it was. Okay, I'll have to think about it and maybe I'll remember.
So again, it comes back to that 4-letter word, work. You're not doing that. And for most people, that is the number one swear word in the world.
Yeah.
So yes, the odds are against you if you don't work.
Yeah.
And of course, he's assuming we're all lazy and we hate the word work and that we're looking for quick and easy money, even though, like, I've never looked for quick and easy money. When I'm at work, I expect that I need to work. I need to complete what's in my job description and do what my boss tells me to do because I'm being paid for my time. And I value that paycheck and I want to make sure my employer is like getting value from me, right?
Okay. The next one is MLM businesses incentivize their reps to buy from them.
So he's going to say no. They don't incentivize. And then he's going to go on later talking about how we must buy products. Half of my body is covered by the blur. I look really funny.
That used to happen. That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
So now you have a situation worldwide where there's some very, very, very strict rules around people actually buying product to ramp up the business.
Yeah.
What is certainly legitimate is that if you are selling a product, if you're selling, let's say you're selling Ford cars, and you drive a Mazda,
yeah,
you know, what is that message going out there?
Sure.
So that's a horrible message. So, you know, I would be saying to my network, look, if you're selling the products, you need to use the products. If you don't believe in the products enough to use them, then you shouldn't be part of the network.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, the fact that people...
Someone in sales, either watching live or in the replay, do you agree that you need to sell the product, use the product in order to sell it? 1 second. I feel like if you if you work at a Honda car dealership, you don't necessarily need to be driving a Honda car. I think you need to have the right product knowledge, and you need to know how to verbalize the benefits of that kind of car, be able to talk about it and like show the value, right? But you do not need to be able to drive it. Say you're selling, like you work in Sephora, right? I don't think you necessarily need to use the makeup. You just need to know how to talk about it. You need to know the different characteristics of each product. I think if MLMs provided actual true product education and actually gave people true sales training, in my opinion, I do not think people would need to purchase hundreds of dollars worth of products every single month in order to be able to sell it properly. What do you think about that? I think this is just a really good excuse to incentivize people to buy the products, right? Because in Beachbody, you need to be a product of the product. So of all products, you need to use the fitness workouts. You need to drink your Shakeology and your Energize and your pre-workout, your post-workout, and all the new flavors of all the new bullshit. And it's so expensive. It's so expensive. Being a product of the product really puts these poor coaches into significant debt. And it's just really, really sad. And I do think, in my opinion, if these companies actually provided proper education, people would not need to buy hundreds of dollars worth of products in order to sell it properly and authentically.
By using the products and consuming the products, that's a good thing, because I know if I owned, let's say I owned a restaurant, the chances of me eating out every night at the restaurant next door are zero.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't want anybody to see me eating at the restaurant next door, because what does that say about my restaurant?
Horrible message.
Horrible message. Yeah. So
what's your opinion on that too? So if you're a restaurant owner, you would never let anyone see you eat at a different restaurant. So if you own a restaurant, you could only eat at your own restaurant. Like, oh my God, sorry. What if you like own like a steakhouse and you want to go and get pizza with your family? You'd be like, no, children, we have to go to my steakhouse, even though you hate steak. That doesn't make any sense. Sorry for coughing so much. These MLMs remind me of the old magazine scam, except the MLM company has them convinced they're really a CEO instead of a forcefully recurring customer. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. And it's so sad that these people think that, yeah, they actually are CEOs when they're literally paying for the privilege of working for this company, advertising for this company, and then recruiting others who also advertise for the company. It's so strange that people in MLMs, they get brainwashed is a bit of a harsh word, but they get convinced, like you said, that they're a CEO, even though all of the signs are pointing to contracted salesperson. That's a great point.
When somebody comes to your home and they go into your bathroom, let's say you're an Amway distributor, they need to see the Amway soap on the counter.
Yeah.
They need to see, when they go into the kitchen, they need to see the Amway cleaning detergents in your cupboard. You know, you need to use the products.
Nice.
And so It's not a case of we are forced.
So if you're an Amway distributor, you need to have the products all over your house. So in the off chance that someone comes over and sees them, they'll be like, oh my God, I need to use that. I'll buy it from you. And then you have a new customer, and then you can turn them into a member of your downline. In the Beachbody context, this looks like bringing your Shakeology shaker cup to the grocery store. This looks like wearing your freaking Success Club t-shirt when you're going to pick up your kids, or like bringing your Energize to the park when your kids are playing soccer. And that way people will see it and they'll ask you what that is. And then their curiosity will be piqued, and then they'll want to buy a product, of course, even though there's no guarantee that something like that would actually work.
Forcing you to buy them.
Right.
Nobody would force you to buy them. And no company is allowed to. That's illegal. You should be able to join a business, not buy one of their products and still market them. But you got to, I mean, where's your faith? If you're not using them, how can you sell them?
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have the faith to buy the product and use it, then what are you doing?
Right.
Then go and join another business where you can believe in the product and consume the product and fall in love with the product.
Yeah.
And then if you fall in love with the product, it's very easy to talk to people about.
Of course.
Yeah.
So he's telling us we can't actually be forced, but why would we not buy the product if we want success and if we believe in it and we want to be a real business owner? He didn't say that exactly, but he's telling us how people are convinced and strongly encouraged to spend money they don't have on products that they don't actually need. And yes, let's think about Beachbody. Carl Deichler does not technically force members of his company to purchase a bunch of products, but we know that if someone wants to be qualified for a Success Club, strangely, they need to have 90 personal volume points on Home Direct. And the stupid Success Club trip is really portrayed as a brilliant and free, life-changing trip that everyone needs to go on, right? And so, of course, all of these coaches are going to be strongly encouraged by their upline to buy 90 personal volume points, even if they're only Emerald and they need 50, because they want their coaches to earn Success Club so they can get on the trip. And then your high up uplines want you to earn Success Club because then they get more points towards their Premier and Elite qualifications. So, yes, no one will get fired from Beachbody if they don't purchase products, but they're going to be made to think that they're a shitty business owner, that they don't care about their success, they don't care about their family, they don't care about their friends, and they're just going to stay comfortable and unhappy for the rest of their lives if they don't become a product of the product. These guys really are not going very deep. They're making very superficial points, and I doubt that they've actually watched much anti-MLM content. Yep. I totally agree with you. That's a great point.
Because you were referred it anyway.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so that is a stupid comment.
Yeah. MLM businesses need to constantly recruit to replace those who quit.
Yes.
Yes.
So yes, they do.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, what I've discovered is that people have got a wishbone but no backbone.
That's it.
Okay. But if you go and have a look at the percentages of small businesses that fail outside of MLM, just take most small businesses fail. In the first year, they're gone. People start businesses and they're gone. And the reason is they don't have the ability to push through in the hard times.
Sure.
Yeah.
So small businesses and being an MLM distributor is not the same thing. This info is geared to CEOs, but he is talking about like people needing to recruit more distributors when they quit. They're not the same thing, because when you're a small business owner, your income is not based on your ability to recruit other people to open similar small businesses to you, and so on and so on. So that's irrelevant. If you've been around my channel for a while, you would know I made a video months and months ago. I called How to Survive Your Diamond Beachbody Qual or something like that. And she told us how in order to get through your 6-week qualification period for Diamond, you need to make sure you have people ready to go to slot into positions in case or when people drop off or don't purchase. And you need to call up your friends or your family members and say, look, I may need to put you in the game. If needed, can I get you to sign up as a preferred customer or coach so I don't lose my diamond rank? you need to make sure you have a backup plan for every spot in your pyramid, or else you will drop because people are constantly quitting. So you're constantly in a hamster wheel of recruitment in order to maintain your rank. I've heard Beachbody coaches say you cannot go emerald with only 2 personally sponsored active coaches. You need to go emerald with like 6. And that way you're actually a strong emerald. So to be diamond, you can't just have 12 coaches. You need to have like 14 coaches with like 3 of them being emerald in order for you to actually be a strong, solid diamond.
Now, starting an MLM business, although the entire infrastructure is there and we provided for you, it still requires a lot of hard work, and there's going to be a lot of grind, and there's going to be a lot of learning, and there's going to be a lot of things that are difficult. If you want to succeed in any business, you're going to have to go through that pain. And unfortunately, the vast majority of people are not prepared to do it.
Yeah.
Now, there's mitigation here. When you sign the person up, you need to create the right expectation.
Exactly.
And we've talked about this.
Yeah.
I remember what I was going to say, but it was a long time ago. He was saying you can't just recruit someone and then leave them in the dust and like wonder why they're not working. For those of you who watched my last video, I think it was on the forced matrix plan, he literally told us that you can just like recruit someone and then ignore them, and then you're still going to make money because you have people in your lower levels that you can pull up to your first 3 in case people fall off or quit. So he's contradicting himself between videos because he just told us we can ignore our recruits.
If you succeed in this business, it's going to be your effort that succeeds, not mine.
Yep.
Okay. I'm here to show you what to do, but I'm not here to do the work for you. Are we in agreement with that?
I agree.
My job is I need to get you independent as quickly as possible. You agree that's a good goal?
Yep.
Okay. And if you're not working, do I have permission to come and talk to you and ask you why you're not working and remind you why you're going into this business in the first place? Now we create this. We now created some sort of expectation where you are succeeding or failing because you are the person who's responsible for making that success or failure. I'm here to guide you, but I'm not here to do the work for you. If you fail, whose fault is it?
It's mine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, you can fail because you joined the wrong business. And the only reason you joined the wrong business is because of greed, because you looked at the comp plan and you don't care about the product and you think, wow, I'm going to make a shit load of money. There I go.
Yeah.
You don't join the wrong company. They're all wrong because of greed. And in what world is wanting to be paid for your time greed? I can't stand it when people in MLMs will recruit you based on the promise of financial freedom and a really big paycheck, and then wonder why when you've been in for 6 months and you're not making any money, you go to them and say, hey, I'm going into debt and I'm doing exactly what you tell me to do. And then they come back and say, well, you need to focus on impact instead of money. Why are you being greedy? Why are you focusing on money? It's like, impact does not feed my kids. Impact does not pay my bills, right? And so you were not in the wrong company because you were greedy. You're in the wrong company because they're all the wrong company, because they're all the same. And statements like that, I think, could really encourage people to hop from MLM to MLM because maybe they thought, well, I was greedy, or I didn't come in with the right mindset, and that's why I'm going to go find the right company. Then unfortunately, people will fortunately, people will eventually realize that it's not the company that was wrong for them. It's actually the system that is set up for them to fail.
If you don't like the product, you joined the wrong business. If the product is just too expensive and you don't feel it's good value for money, you've joined the wrong business. And all of those are legitimate reasons for failing, but the reasons is your choice to join the wrong business. But if you join the right business with a product you love, that you can believe in, that you think is good value for money, then the only reason you fail is because you don't put in the work.
Sure.
That's it.
Yeah. Richard, this has actually got...
I hate that. So if you join a company where you like the product and you can make money off of selling the product and you fail, it's your fault because you're lazy, you didn't do any work, you just didn't go in with the right mindset. And then I think those who devoted all their time and energy into trying to find success in an MLM hear something like that and wonder, like, I thought I was working hard. I was working 10 hours a day on this weekend. I barely talked to my kids. Oh, maybe I'm not working hard enough. Maybe I need to push even more. Maybe I need to sacrifice even more. And I think narratives like this really gaslight people into thinking that they didn't actually work when they did. Because I feel like people who are in a vulnerable position, who are joining an MLM, who need change, they're going to try. They're going to try their best. And I hate the idea that 99% of people in MLMs are just lazy and that's why they didn't work. No, that's not true. People joined an MLM and tried their best. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it, clearly. So then now he's just going to yap about like, oh, we went over time. I want to make it into 2 parts. So I don't really feel like listening to this, if that's okay. Yeah, so that's all I have. Mark says it's about the money. Yes, it sure is, Mark. You're right. So I thought that was interesting to hear critique of anti-MLM comments from the CEO perspective, even though I think a lot of these comments I've never heard before. I've never said or heard anyone say it's impossible to make money in MLM. That's not true. That's not true. It does show in the income disclosure statements that money is being made, but it's a minimal amount of money, and that it is actually impossible to make money, an actual true profit in MLM, if you're not at the top of the pyramid. Everyone in the middle and everyone on the bottom, they're not making any kind of reasonable wage where they could actually provide for themselves and their family. Sorry, I'm talking fast and I got out of breath. I think there was, like Lift Panic said, lots and lots of victim blaming and saying, if the product was right for you, it's all your fault because you didn't work. You're lazy, or you were tricked into a scheme, and get rich quick scheme because you're stupid and it's your fault, and like, why are you so lazy and stupid? Lots of gaslighting, lots of victim blaming, but done in a very, very polite way. So you may not notice. You may not notice if you're not really listening hard that you're being manipulated. And that makes it very, very dangerous, in my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed getting back to streaming. I want to go live again on Friday at 4:45. I'm thinking of doing a Beachbody National Wake Up Call, maybe, or maybe an Amway stream, because I haven't talked about Amway in a little bit. But if you're free, I would love to see you guys again on Friday at 4:45. Thank you to everyone who was able to catch some of it live. Thanks, Mark and Rich and DC, of course, and Live Panic and Des Hickson and Rick Slick and Rich. Did I say Rich already? I couldn't remember. I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching live, and thank you to those who are going to watch later. And I'll see you guys next time. You're welcome, Live Panic. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.